Good morning from Whitstable. I'm back again. The excuse is good to get out of London, and this place is definitely one of the right places to recharge and healing and grounding and to work better on how inner self. I mean, look at the beauty, look at the peacefulness, look how beautiful it is. Morning, peace. So it's a really beautiful part of the world that I'm lucky to have the chance to come and spend some time. So it's I was here last week as well, and talking with a colleague about my grandmother, I thought about to share like a story about her. She was quite unique. I grew up in a house where people would come in and out. Strangers would just come in and out of my house, and I was very little, like from 10 to 14 when she died, and that was like the age where I started to kind of like understand there was something going on with the hair, but obviously I didn't know have any of the interest in spirituality or any way understanding about what all of this was about. So it was interesting, but like it was just what it was. So like she was what was unique about her, it was the fact that first of all she did not go to school. She was coming from a very poor family, and since young age she ended up working in a farm. So like she couldn't read, she couldn't write, and all that she knew about healings, maybe could have come from other, people that taught the technique, but the kind of information, medical information she had, she couldn't, you can't really get that from, oral, kind of oral teachings. So all I know is that at some point she had like a vision. So something big happened, some mystical experience, event happened, took place in her life, and since then she developed those gifts. She never told to anyone, not even to my father, her son, and the only one to know the story was her sister. That once I got interested in this like world of it was she was already dead. So I don't know, and maybe one day when I myself when my body will die, maybe I will know. So she was well known for her healing gifts. She was famous. She was well known for being able to recognize the kind of issue and redirect it to the right, you know, medical exams. And then she practiced a technique that now we could call it Reiki or chakra healings or energy cleansing. So anyway, it's not now like nowadays that's the name we gave to her practice. At the time it was called we used to call it togliere l'invidia, that translated would be remove the remove the envy, because we believe that when too many people were jealous of you, they would send you bad energy, and those bad energy would affect your health, mental health, physical health, and so on. and the technique that she used would clean you up from that. Now, it was fascinating because there was, a lot of those people coming in the house and with various pains, and just from touching, your arms or chest or leg, depends on where was the pain, she could tell you which exam to do. So from touching, she knew if you needed an MRI, an X-ray, or just take an anti-inflammatory. And it seems like most of the time she was right. That was the reason why so many people will keep coming. The other things, like she, for like probably like a minor, minor issues, she could heal you from, like from touching or taking your arm and pulling it, or taking your fingers and like touching some the right points. She could like dismiss or dismissing or completely uh, removing the pain. So that was quite fascinating. She done it a few times to my brother. Never done it to me, uh, but what she done to me was quite a few times actually, because my mom believed that about those kind of things. So every time I was too restless, she would send me to my grandma that lived with us to healing, to clean all my bad energy. And what was fascinating about the technique she used, it was like peculiar. Um, so she had a little lamp, like Aladdin, like the Aladdin lamp, where on the front of it she would lighting up with a little flame, and it would fill up the little lamp with olive oil. Then attached a little chain that she would start to move around your body, and chanting something that at the time I didn't really, give much attention. She would say things, I guess, some sort of how can I say, uh, healing words maybe, or try to get the energy to healing you. I don't know. Anyway, she would chant something. She would chant something while moving around your body this little lamb holding a chain, and would move around, and then it would hold it on your head, and then on your shoulders, and then going around, touching your legs. You would sit, like she would do it while you were sitting on the chair. And then, after a few minutes, oh, by the way, she would fill up a soup bowl with water. So, and then at the end, she would put her finger inside the lamp, and then drop a drop of olive oil inside the water. Now, if the olive oil would expand, then like the kind of expansion, the size of the expansion would tell you how big, how bad the energy was. And she would keep repeating that until it would not expand anymore. That means that you were clean. So, what is interesting about this? Technically, oil like cannot expand. So it seems like the oil, the chemical compounds of the oil with water, it will just stay as a dot. Like technically, like cannot expand. Okay, but it would. So now this is the interesting things. It would expand, and sometime, not all the time. Like in my case, sometime I could see this oil expanding, and then she would change the water, do it again until the oil dropped in the water would stay and not expand, and that means your energy were clean. So it's so interesting. Like it's so like it's something that I wish I could now, you know, talk about it with her, because I'm sure that there would be so much that she, she could tell me, or even um, helping me to maybe develop my, you know, my own gifts. I mean, I think we all have it. We all have gifts. We all have, to some degrees, healing gifts. It's only that, you know, we haven't been taught how to use it, how to develop it. You know, our society, it's built up in a way that it's made to suppress all those spiritual gifts, to just focus on the body and on the materialistic aspect of life. Obviously, from personal experience, some people are naturally more inclined or naturally able to express those gifts. Others needs time and inner work to be able to learn how to use it. Sadly, we live in a society where no one is gonna tell you that. I mean, no, okay, no, not no one. There are some people around that obviously willing to help, but they obviously have a minority, because again, the society we live in is structured in a way to basically suppress any kind of interest in this subject, is what is called so-called spirituality. So whoever talks about it or try to take that kind of path, it's kind of like ridiculized, or kept apart. So it's been marginalized. So anyway, it's everything's is done. Everything's to basically try to make you, like giving up, like it just going back to the energy draining lifestyle that we live in, of working hard, of stress and worries and fear. So that's all, like all our society, it's built in a way to literally keep you as far as possible from all of that. Now, I strongly believe that it's done in purpose, and that obviously we have to take a different path. We can't, because the path that is being unfolded for us is wrong, and it definitely doesn't have to be taken, because it led to nowhere. So my grandmother was a really interesting character, and obviously she was coming from a world where magic was more real probably than the life itself, of the society itself. Obviously, it wasn't for all of them, but comparing to now, there was obviously much more people that had a strong belief about spirituality, ritual, and so on. Obviously, most of the time them were done wrong, or they were believed in the wrong way. But there was definitely a much more connection with, with nature and this other aspect of life that is the spirituality. While now it's been like almost eradicated. I feel that it's coming back strongly, mostly because all those years of literally meaningless lifestyle, because the lifestyle that we've been taught to have, it leads nowhere, and it's meaningless and it's soulless, and people suffer because there is nothing that fulfill your soul. So people suffer and are desperate in need to find something else, something more meaningful. So it's actually, I feel strongly that like a lot of people is heading back to that kind of beliefs, but with now more information and the possibility to share the knowledge with people worldwide thanks to the internet. Obviously, again, as I said, I think that we all have those gifts. Like we all have some gift. We all came into life with some gift, healing gift and spiritual gift. It's just that we need to do the inner work to start to understand which one it is and how we can use it to help other people. Something I'm gonna talk in the future that I now started to write about it. Something that I want to write a bit more in details. I already wrote about it before. I talked about briefly, but I want to go a bit more in detail. It's something that happened 10 years ago here in London when one night I woke up with sort of lights, energy lights from my fingertips. That was something that obviously changed completely the way I I went through life from the moment. So that obviously makes me think that maybe one of my gifts is the same as my grandmother. And that's the reason why when I moved to Scotland, I began to, learn Reiki, and that sadly I stopped since I moved back to London. But I feel that we all have it. We all have gifts. We all have gifts. We need to understand what they are, and once we understood that, find a way to use it to help people, to help other people, so that we can really, while we are on earth with this body, we can live a more meaningful existence.